Hey y'all, it's Emily, and today I'm going to show you how my fiance and I built a Pinterest-worthy rainbow bookshelf in our living room. In case you missed my one other video, I just moved into a new apartment. I live in Austin, Texas, and my old apartment and my new apartment are very different. The space is totally different. I'm going for a completely different vibe in this place. And my last apartment was kind of sterile looking. I liked more of a minimalist look, more Scandinavian style furniture and decor. And in this place, I'm going for warmer, more bohemian decor, and I'm inserting a little bit of color into the space. So I thought having a rainbow bookcase would be the perfect opportunity to infuse some color into the apartment. So that's what we did. So when we first moved in, we originally had been thinking that we were going to have a built-in bookshelf next to the fireplace. We didn't get to see this apartment before we moved in, but we did get to see a similar one, and that one had built-in bookshelves. But when we walked into this apartment on the day we moved in, there was just like basically a hole in the wall, like a person-sized cave in the wall with no bookshelves. We later found out that the guy who lived here before us took the bookshelves with him for some reason. Anyway, we decided to rebuild the bookshelves ourselves. We weren't sure if the apartment complex was going to do it for us, so we just took matters into our own hands. We went to Lowe's, we got some wood, we got some other wood, we sawed the wood. I'll insert some clips of my fiance doing all of like the carpentry work. I did not do any of that, but I did do the painting and the organizing of the books. So let's get started on the process of building our rainbow bookshelf. All right, the shelves are installed. We haven't painted them yet, but we did put all of our books on them just to make sure that we would have enough room for all of them, and it's basically perfect. It's pretty incredible how perfectly our books fit on there. Our apartment complex is going to supply us with paint that matches the walls so that we can have the shelves match the rest of the room. So they're going to look like real built-in shelves. Like they are real built-in shelves, but they're going to look like they were actually supposed to be part of the room. It's about a week after my last video and we finally have the paint. So I'm gonna start taking these books down off the shelves and get them painted today. I got all the books out, and originally I was gonna take these outside and paint them on the deck, but that was just gonna be too much work. So instead I'm just gonna sand the rest of them in here and then paint them while they're on the wall. Before I start painting though, I wanted to show you what the shelves look like and kind of like how we built them and installed them, because we did build them ourselves, or rather my fiance built them himself while I sat and watched. So we went to Lowe's and we got a big sheet of hardwood, and we also got like a long stick of this narrower wood. We cut the smaller pieces of wood. I should stop saying we, it was really him. So he cut these smaller pieces of wood into strips like this, and then he brad nailed them to the wall. And after that he cut the big plank of wood that we had bought into like smaller shelf sized pieces, and the shelves are just sitting on top of the other wood pieces. Another way to do this that doesn't involve like sawing pieces of wood is to buy pre-made shelves and then also brackets, and so the shelf will be screwed into the bracket and the bracket will be screwed into the wall. But we picked this method because we are cheap and it didn't cost as much. I'm not going to worry too much about sanding the entire shelf because most of the surface area is going to be covered by books, but because we did buy raw wood for this, some of the edges are like sharp and splintery, so I'm going to use a very fine grain sandpaper to just buff those edges out. Okay, that's looking a lot better. We don't want anybody trying to get a splinter while they're reaching for a book. We like to encourage reading in this house. Also, does anybody else absolutely hate the feeling of sandpaper? Like when you're rubbing sandpaper on something, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me. I hate it so much. But I also want these shelves to be safe and not cause bodily harm to me or my family or friends. Now that the edges are sanded out, I'm going to use a damp cleaning rag to wipe all the sawdust off so it doesn't get stuck in the paint and look lumpy. All right, here we go. Here's what the shelves look like after one coat of paint. Definitely going to need a second coat, but already, I mean, they look so much better than before. I can definitely see the brush marks in a few places. It doesn't bother me that much, but I'm hoping with the second coat, those will kind of go away a little bit. And if they don't, I'll just go over everything with a ruler. Just finished the second coat and I actually think it looks really good. I was thinking I might need to do a third coat, but I mean, that looks pretty good, right? I don't know, you can still kind of see the wood through it. Those paint strokes don't look that great, but those are gonna be covered by books anyway. Here's what it looks like from across the room. I mean, I think I'm gonna call it. I think that looks good. So, I'm gonna put my paint away. And I'm gonna let this dry overnight before I start putting the books back on because I don't want to scuff the paint up. But while I'm waiting for it to dry, I can start organizing my books in rainbow order, which is very exciting. Okay, ready to organize some books into rainbow order. I'm wearing gray sweatpants and a Harry Potter t-shirt because that's what you wear when you're color coding books. Also, my dog is here to help. Do you want to see him? He's really cute. Hold on. Here he is. This is Gomez. He's a good boy. I love him so much. So I'm gonna do, I guess, Roy G. Biv order so that it's easy when I want to put them back on the shelf. So let's start. Just finished organizing everything. This first pile is brown and black books. And then we have the pink and red pile. That pile's pretty big. Orange, yellow, green, and the blue pile is kind of a beast. I never realized before that I have a lot of blue books. Oh, and purple. I forgot about purple because I only have 3 purple books. And I also have this stack of white/beige books, and I think I'm gonna put these in a row all by themselves. I should also mention that I'm not gonna put my cookbooks on this shelf. I'm gonna find a different shelf for them in the kitchen. We've reached the point where all of the colorful books are up on the shelves. The paint held up great, no scuffs whatsoever. It's looking pretty good, so now I'm gonna get started on the white books. Okay, it's the next day now, and I actually ended up spending an hour or so yesterday afternoon going through like boxes that we hadn't unpacked yet and looking in the rooms in our apartment and finding all the books we have to load up this shelf. And y'all, who would have thought that we have the exact perfect number of books to fit on the shelf? It's crazy. So anyway, are you guys ready for the big reveal? Let's look at it. Y'all, I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks so good. It really brightens up the room, and our books look so organized. I just love it. I am so in love with this bookshelf. Words can't even explain how much I love it. It brings so much life and vibrancy and color into the space. It's the first thing you see when you walk in. It just greets you with its rainbow beauty and welcomes you to the space. and it's just beautiful and I love it so much. I do have kind of a lot of projects that I'm gonna be tackling in this apartment, so if you like home decor and DIY projects and design, I would love if you subscribed and stuck around. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That apparently helps me in the algorithm. I don't know anything about YouTube and how it works, but apparently that's good for the algorithm. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'm also gonna be making more videos about Austin and stuff to do here because I love Austin and I do a lot of stuff here, much less since the pandemic started, unfortunately, but there's still a lot of cool things to do in Austin. And if you are interested in Austin, whether you live here, you live elsewhere in Texas, you're interested in coming to visit or moving here someday, or if the city just interests you for whatever reason, you should follow me on Instagram because my Instagram is all about cool stuff to do in Austin. And you can find that just at the Austin Aesthetic. It's the same as this channel name. You just type that in on Instagram and you can find me. I also think I'm gonna be posting like some behind the scenes content of my decor projects on my Instagram story. So even if you're not interested in Austin, I would still love it if you followed me and maybe watched my stories and followed along with my projects there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you end up building a rainbow bookcase too, I would love to see it. So if you post on Instagram, tag me there, send me a picture, you know, whatever. I want to see other people's rainbow bookcases as well. Have a great day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.